Welcome to Structural Analysis 2 video series, unit number 5th, Finite Difference Method. Introduction to Finite Difference Method. In a structural analysis, most of the problem involve the differential equation of ordinary type that are required for the determination of a moment, shear force, deflection, etc. in the beam and in the column, and also the buckling of a column. The direct values are possible in case where the loading distribution, sectional properties and boundary conditions are easily represented. A finite difference method is applicable for the complex problems where the loading conditions or boundary conditions and the sectional properties are varying. There it is not possible to solve the problem easily by using simple methods. So the cases where complex conditions are there. Loading may be varying loading, not uniform loading. Boundary conditions are somewhat complex, and sectional properties are also varying along the length of a section. So, in such a case, the finite difference method is applicable to solve such a complex problem. The finite difference method means we have to discretization, or discretization is a key point. That means we have to divide the structure. So, and it is used for solving the differential equation. The value of a function for any indeterminate value of independent variable is determined at each nodal point. The differential equation can be applied and set of a simultaneous equation are developed. These equations can be solved by using boundary conditions. Let say the y is a function of x, where y is known as a entry and x is known as a argument. Here the value of argument x at equal interval, let's say x is equal to x0, and at interval of h it become x0 plus h. For next interval it become x0 plus 2h, x0 plus 3h, and up to the nth interval the it become x0 plus nh. If the value are so for the x, then the y value will be a it become y is equal to fx. That means if we put the value of x here, which is at interval of h, then it will be a y is equal to function of x0, y is equal to function of x0 plus h, y is equal to function of x0 plus 2h, y is equal to function of x0 plus 3h, and up to the nth interval it become y is equal to the function of x0 plus nh. So these are the value for the after the h interval up to the nth interval. Now here the idea of a finite difference is to divide the function domain into the equal spaced block, or that is called as a discretization. We have three choices in such cases. Let's say this is a domain, and which is a function of x, and at x the value of at x it is equal to a. So if x is equal to a, and to find out the to solve this function, the derivative of f of x, and we can discretize this f of x by taking here we can see, let's say it is this domain is divided into the interval del x. Next interval is del x, and let's say here is a y is equal to 1, here is y is equal to 2, and here y is equal to y3. So this domain function f of x is divided into the as y1, y2, y3, and at y2 it is a function of x is equal to a, and here will be it become x minus del x, and here will be it become x plus del x. Now first, what is a forward difference method. By taking forward difference, we can solve this domain or function. So forward difference means we have to take f3, which is a forward element or forward point. So we have to take a slope between these two. So it become y3 minus y2 divided by del x. If this difference is del x, so we can differentiate and we can solve this domain by taking a forward difference. Now in case of backward difference, in backward difference, this one is a y1. In case of backward difference, we have to consider backward element if y2 is our main domain. So and we have to consider the slope like this, y2 minus y1. So we were taken the backward element y1, and the horizontal distance means interval, that is a del x. So by taking this difference, we can solve this simultaneous equation. And next possibility, which is nothing but the central difference. So central difference means we have to consider forward and backward element. So these two slope between this y3 minus y2 divided by the difference between these two is 2 del x. So by solving this, we will get the point on this line. That means we also get the value of y2 by considering forward and backward elements. So this is called as a central difference method. So by using different points, forward point or backward point, or forward and backward both point, we can solve this function. So there are by choosing the point, which point we are chosen, according to that the methods are differentiated, forward difference or backward difference and central difference. Now here is y3, corresponding value of y3, if this a means x, so this will be x plus del x. The y3 corresponding value of x for the y3 will be x plus del x, and the corresponding value for y1, x value will be x minus del x. If this a means x, so in that case the corresponding value for the y1 will be x minus del x, and for y3 will be x plus del x. So let's put the value of y1, y2, y3 in term of x. So forward difference means y3 minus y2 divided by del x, that one is interval. So putting the value of y3, function of x plus del x minus f of x divided by del x. Backward, this one is a forward difference. Now backward difference is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by del x. So y2 means function of x, and y1 means function of x minus del x divided by del x. Now central difference means y3 minus y1 divided by 2 del x. So is equal to, now put the value of y3, we know that y3 means x plus del x, and y1 means x minus del x. So by putting the value divided by 2 del x. So these are the different methods which are depend upon which point we are choosing, forward point or backward point or both point, depending on that these methods are there. So we going to solve the problem by the central difference method. So central difference equation for the node, we can say yn minus 1 minus 2 yn plus yn plus 1 is equal to h square mn divided by ein. M means moment at any section, h means distance or interval at any point, y means deflection, n means nodal point, E means modulus of elasticity, I means second moment of inertia. So here if we choose the n means node here, if we choose here node 1, for node 1 if we are applying the central finite difference equation, then put here instead of n put here 1. So if here we put n, it become 1, it become 1 minus 1 become 0, it become 0. And if here we put n is equal to 1, it become 1 plus 1 become 2. So that means we will get the equation for the node 1, node 0 and node 2. So likewise we have to apply this finite difference equation for each node. That means element we have to divide into the different nodes. In nodes means equal part we have to divide, and according and to each node we have to apply this equation. So according to number of nodes we will get the number of equation, and that then by using boundary condition we have to solve the simultaneous equation. Now the boundary condition that depend upon the type of a problem. First is a simply supported end. So for simply supported end at a roller and hinge support, the deflection and bending moment are zero. So deflection and bending moment, if your support is roller or hinge support, these two boundary condition we have to use. Deflection and moment at that case, at that support, they are zero. Then fixed end moment, or fixed end support, at that case the deflection and slopes are 0. So deflection yn is equal to 0 there, and slopes also there is a slope is also 0. So these two boundary conditions are available for fixed support. Then free end, the bending moment at free end is 0. So this is a boundary condition which is available for free end. So by using these boundary condition we can solve the simultaneous equations. The steps are: first divide the beam into the equal part, we will get nodes. Then draw the bending moment diagram, then draw the M by EI diagram. The next step, apply the boundary conditions, and last one, then apply the central finite difference equation to each node. So by using these steps we can solve the finite difference method problems. Okay, so in next lecture we will see the problems. Okay, thank you.